Hello and welcome back to The Pulse, a brand new show on Matchday Live. Apologies for some of the technical issues we've been having, but in fairness, I think Trevoh Chalobah broke the internet with his performance this afternoon. I'm joined by Jason Kanté and Zach Gelab as well. Boys, time to react to something. We've all had 5 minutes to take our breath, calm down a little bit. I think Trevoh Chalobah's still up here, so it's probably a nice place to start. How good was he today?
Fantastic. It's crazy to think, as I said a couple of times, that before pre-season he was this kind of genuine unknown. There are obviously a lot of people that might have known him in the fan base, but maybe to the majority, maybe people know of his brother, but had yet to see him play. Come in, played a few pre-season games, unbelievable at Bournemouth, fantastic in the Super Cup, unbelievable in his first Premier League game, scoring the goal and that celebration. Like you saw how much it meant to him. I've seen a lot on social media when he was younger how much he's saying, like, my dream is to play for Chelsea. That's what I want to do. Mum, I want to make you proud. Like, I mean, she's proud tonight, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, it's lucky we've got Jason in the studio, actually, to be fair, because you're probably the best person in the building to tell us exactly how he feels. You've done the journey that Trevor's done. You've made your Premier League debut at Chelsea as well. You've done it all, mate.
Yeah, supporting Chelsea as a boy to score my first goal was at Villa Park.
Was it better than his?
No. No. He might not score a better goal than that in the whole of his career. He was, I agree with what Zach just said there, he was, the best compliment I can pay him is that he doesn't look out of place.
Yeah.
He looks like he belongs. I'm not worried when he gets the ball. He's composed. He makes the right call. And that goal, it reminded me a little bit, if you remember the Super Cup, there was a moment in the Super Cup where he picked the ball up in a similar position and there's an easy option out for Asper. I think Asper was on the wide right. And instead of giving Asper, he drove through the middle. And he'd done something similar today. And then the crowd went, you hear him say, shoot. And I don't know whether that influenced him or not. It'd be interesting to hear him, the interview. And as soon as he shot, I'm right behind it. I'm like, oh my God, that could go in. It's gone in. And his reaction was fabulous. He was man of the match for me. Man of the match.
Absolutely stand by. Well, I've just seen the Chelsea Twitter, and I think he's at 75% over 60,000 votes on that one. So go and have your say. Go and have your say, Trevor. This is The Pulse, by the way, a brand new part of Matchday Live where we are dipping into the social element of how people are reacted to the game and getting a real feel from the fans. So let's have a look at how some of the fans have been reacting to today, including one very famous fan who will be making his Premier League debut again for Chelsea very soon. Lovely little message from Romelu Lukaku, our new centre-forward. Good luck to the boys. Come on, Chelsea. It's a really nice one, of course. And again, it's probably not going to be too far off before he's walking out. This is nice as well. This is so, I know we've all had that moment, everyone that's been listening to your commentary, Jason, or if you're lucky enough to be here today. And there you go, that just sums it all up from Pedro. Oh, man, I love to see the crowd back in Stamford Bridge. Let's go, Chelsea. I mean, boys, let's talk about that, because, Jace, you'll have been to many an empty ground over the last 18 months or so, and, you know, we've all seen the devastating effect that it's had on wider society, but just to have that today, to be back inside a stadium, you know, there'll be families that are coming for the first time, people that are rekindling friendships that haven't seen for 18 months. It's massive, isn't it? Where
I sit in the gantry, there's a number of seats of people I've just got to know over the years, and whenever I come down, I always say hello to them. And, you know, I'm seeing face. Oh, my God, yes, I remember you. I remember your face. And I've seen some old friends as well that have executive seats as well. They've got tables when I met them before and had a chat. I haven't seen them since March last year. You know,
I haven't seen you since March last year.
He had the same reaction to us, didn't he?
There you go. Yeah. And it was, you know, I videoed it myself, actually, when before the lads come out. And it was something that... you never knew we were going to see that again. Yeah. You know, I came to the grounds where people were in masks and in you know, like the hospital gear, taking your temperature, checking. It was, honestly, it was the most soul-destroying thing you will ever see. But today lifted my spirits, and of course the result and the performance. Just you know, I'm just so pleased to see a full stadium, because it was quite emotional, actually.
I was going to say that the emotion of everything. I know we get swept up and we have this idyllic view, and in 10, 15 years' time, we'll remember this game as being the sun was out, you know, Stamford Bridge was full again, you're wandering down, you're hearing the noises of the stadium filling up. Trevoh Chalobah scores a worldie on his Premier League debut. But it's almost idyllic, isn't it? It's almost the perfect return home, Zach.
It really, really was. Yeah, you couldn't have put it better. I mean, there was a moment where the fans started going in full force. So it was essentially 38,000 people just singing the Champions of Europe. And it takes you back, because even the players must have been taken back. They've not experienced that in so long. No, and if I was the opposition, hearing that, it would strike fear through my body, for sure. I mean, it's brilliant to see, and I'm so lucky to have been a part of.
Absolutely. Well, let's see how the fans reacted to a very good first half from Chelsea. two brilliant goals from Chelsea as well. Obviously, the first one being Marcos Alonso. Let's have a little look at how that was received, and I'm sure it's very, very well because, I mean, this is it. One thing about Marcos Alonso, he will score beautiful goals. He does do that, doesn't he? Never scores an ugly goal. Marcos Alonso has more free kick goals than Ronaldo in the past year, just saying. I mean, Jace, this is what we love. We're all about this. Pulisic, Crystal Palace's owner, does it again. The reaction straight away. Everyone gets very excited about it, and rightly so, because first half Chelsea brilliant. 5 in 5 against Palace for Christian Pulisic. Now he hates them. Or loves them or hates them as a player. Would you love him?
Loves playing against them, that's for sure.
He does, doesn't he? He seems to love playing against them.
Yeah, I mean, I was there at Selhurst Park when we tore them apart, and really surprised today they went 4-4-2. Because that game, when Hodgson changed it after about half an hour, and he went to a 5 in the minute, 4-5-1, and that really stemmed the flow. But today, Patrick Vieira, for the first time this season, including pre-season, played a 4-4-2. Normally they play 4-3-3. It's the first time he's done it. I don't know why he did it. I felt that they were well organised, actually, for parts, but they just offered nothing. It was as tepid, a toothless performance. Don't take anything away from us, because we were as good as we needed to be. We weren't exceptional. We didn't have to be. We won 3-0 against a dreadful, dreadful Palace side. But like I said, don't take anything from us, because you still got to beat what's in front of you.
Yeah, you do. You do. I mean, fair play to Thomas Tuchel, as you said. Palace were okay. They've got a lot of injuries as well. That's the thing that they're dealing with. But I mean, Chelsea were fantastic. Christian Pulisic down that left wing. We said before the game that if there's one game that if he's starting this first game, he's going to have a big game. Because there's so many attackers that want to play in that position. I'm sure Callum Hudson-Odoi was sitting on the bench thinking, I would have loved to be attacking this defence of Palace, especially at the fullback areas, and he did well. I mean, also Aspie. Considering he's barely played any pre-season, came on, Mason Mount the same, linked up perfectly for that second goal. The idea that these guys aren't even necessarily maybe match fit yet and they're going to get better is quite frightening.
I'm going to save the Trevoh Chalobah chat for a little bit later on, because I'm sure we're going to have a long time with that. But in terms of players today in general, like Zach said, players that we've not seen a huge amount in pre-season, Mason Mount being one of them, he hits the ground running, does what he does.
He was the only... I thought we were a little bit disappointing first half, if I'm honest, and I felt if anything was going to happen, it was going to come through him. He looked bright. There was a number of times in the first, I would say, half an hour where he was out and where he makes that run from beyond... It's an underlapping run with Aspie. First time cross. Doesn't let anyone set. And he won the free kick. He set the goal up as well. He had a real influence on that first half. I thought, up until Chalobah's goal, I thought Mace would have been very, very close. But second half, Chalobah's just, that goal really does tip it, and it was a special moment, of course, the way he celebrated was just
I know
fabulous.
We're all massive Mason Mount fans, Jace, but it looks like there's another very famous Mason Mount fan, by the looks of things, on Twitter this afternoon. Who isn't, in fair? El Diablo, it's a Mason Mount show so far. Chelsea Crystal Palace, of course it is. Mason Mount, trademark turn.
Oh, he loves that turn.
He loves the turn.
He's so good at it. He's so good at it.
This is one as well, Jace. I thought you'd like this one. A Mason Mount fan. He's taken the number 19, Rafa Varane, at Manchester United because he's a Mason Mount fan. Maybe that was it. Maybe Mason made such an impression, Jace, in the Champions League semi-final.
No, but that tweet about the turn, he scored away at Porto, if you remember, the ball goes in. He does it on the half turn. And it's a skill you learn as a young kid. You'll get receiving the ball so you can see where the ball comes, you can see the opposition. That turn, but he can go that way, and he also goes that way. He's so good at it, and he does it on a first touch.
Yeah.
Either he takes it across his body that way, or he takes it on the back foot that way. He's, honestly, he loves it.
It's scary to say, Zach, but I think we can have another season where every post-match we're coming in going, Mason Mount's been sensational again.
Yeah, the fans better get used to it, to be quite honest. I mean, one of the scary things about Mason Mount, in his first season under Lampard, he was good. He was good. First year in the Premier League, he was good. Again, probably one of the better players in that squad. Second year, he got not just double, but like triple times better. He was not just good, he was fantastic in nearly every single game. He was putting Chelsea on his back at times. He was sometimes the sole driving force and was amazing. The idea that he could get even better in his third year and fourth year and fifth year, and he's only 22 years old, is, I've said it before, with the Chelsea squad, but it is frightening. And it's an absolute credit to the academy as well.
It's crazy to think, but you might have to share the headlines this season with another academy prospect that's done something very special today. Rightly so, Trevoh Chalobah getting a lot of love online. Oh my, what a finish by Chalobah. The gifts are going to be genius to look for. Have a little look for them. No way am I seeing notifications that Chalobah scored a screamer. He absolutely did.
Indeed.
Tears of joy for Chalobah. Tears of joy is probably the right expression, because that celebration, Jay, when he slumps to his knees and his hands are up straight away to cover his face. And we noticed, and we said this at the time, the joy of every single player, fan, the subs management, bench. Subs bench.
No, we all felt it. Oh no, it was through the stadium. You know, we all felt it, and just, I mean, the performance that he put in on Wednesday night as well really does bookend that goal. You know, he's underlined that. That isn't someone just coming and making his debut that scored a goal. That's someone that's actually earned his debut, earned his place, and deserves his place. Now, there's a lot of rumours about Kanté, whether we're going to sign him. I tell you now, right, there's a lot of people at this club that make a lot of decisions that will be looking at thinking, do we need to go and spend 40, 50, 60 million? Right now, I would say no. I think you need to look at this. How good can this kid be? Because I don't want to make knee-jerk reactions because only been a couple of games, but if you do bring a new signing in, chances are he might have to go on loan. That's the decision you've got to make now.
We'll get to knee-jerk reactions in a minute, because I've got one, and it's regarding Trevoh Chalobah. But Zach, Jason's talked about it booking in a good week. Good performance in general in terms of defensively. He's kept Wilfried Zaha, who we've all seen do some terrible things to to very good defenders in this league.
And terrible ones.
He's also, not only the goal, but the through ball to Timo Werner. Again, you'll see the highlights on the fifth stand a little bit later, but it's like a zipped through ball. If Jorginho's playing it, people are going, another Georgie Worldy pass. But he's a centre-half that's just loving everything at the moment. He was superb.
So far, I mean, I can't say I've watched every single game in his career, but he looks like a complete centre-back. He's strong, he's good in the air, he's good on the ball, can pass really well, is quick. Like, there isn't really a weakness to his game, as you may say with other defenders. And it's really encouraging to see from a Chelsea fan's point of view. I mean, we were sitting in the press area. Normally, like, it's an area where you can't get too loud or celebrate too loud. When that goal went in, we were on our feet. We were on our feet. And a few of the press were, to be fair, as well.
We won't be allowed back from this game.
He takes responsibility as well. That's what I like about him. The move I was talking about midweek on Wednesday night, where the easy option was the pass, and it just opened up, and he went for it. And today, he took responsibility. He's had a shot from distance. How many players would have just said, "No, I'm going to keep possession"?
Yeah.
So that's another big factor in what Zach has just said.
We've all done this, and Jason's already alluded to it. Everyone, straight after the first game of the season, has a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. So we've decided to stand true on ours. So let's have a look at what we've gone with our knee-jerk reaction. Zach, I'm loving this from you, mate. Talk me through it.
So Trevor had just scored the goal. All right, let's put that out there. Trevor had just scored the goal. But that performance, considering, because Joe was right, the first maybe 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, we weren't necessarily as maybe good as I thought we were going to be. But if we're playing like that and not at our best and scoring 3, maybe should have probably had 4, I'm very excited for how this season's going to go. We're going to have tougher games. We're probably going to play worse than we played today. And a season is a long time, 37 games now to be played. But I'm ready. I'm strapped in for the season, and I'm looking forward to it.
So yours was impacted by Trevoh Chalobah when he scored his. Mine, I think it's fair to say, is fairly similarly. But all I'm saying, Trevoh Chalobah is the best centre-back in the Premier League. I've not seen Virgil van Dijk rip one in the bottom corner from 30 yards. I've not seen Rafa Varane play a minute of Premier League football just yet either. The only others that are on a par with him are his teammates in terms of Thiago Silva and Antonio Rudiger. And Trevoh Chalobah at 22 years old?
Yeah.
It's only going to get better. Jay, what do you think of that one?
There may well be a day that we can say that, but right now, after just 90 minutes... Look, he hasn't done himself any harm whatsoever, and he's labouring the point, but he's earned his place, and Tuchel has trusted him. He's put him in there and said, "Go on, I trust you." And today's evidence, I don't think there's any reason why he can't fight for his place in this team. And when I say fight, I mean put himself right up there in a selection in some of the big games.
I don't want to be that guy as well, Zach, and I'm not trying to fluff my own pillow, as it were, here, but I did say in September last year we'll win the Champions League, so I've got a good record for this. So I'm just saying, at the moment I'm 1 for 1.
Give yourself one of those.
I will.
Is that after we got beaten 7-1 by Bayern? How can you go from that to win the Champions League? How does that happen?
It was a good draw with Seville on the opening Champions League night. It's fine. But that, like Jason said there, Zach, we've got a position now where a player that prior to pre-season, may not have been in the manager's thoughts at all. Has played his way in, has earned his chance, has been given an opportunity in the Super Cup final, taken that, started the Premier League game, man of the match Premier League game.
I mean, the thing is as well, what's really good for him is that we are in a lot of competitions. The Premier League, Champions League, 2 domestic cups. There are going to be minutes there, and they're going to have to be shared between the centre-backs. Now, the way that Chalobah has played over these past few games, he has got to be at the front of Tuchel's mind. The fact he's picked him for the first Premier League game, OK, Thiago Silva isn't maybe quite fit, but even when Thiago Silva's back, I think he's still going to be thinking, well, he did that against Crystal Palace. He can do it. The other thing is the players like Aspie, Reece James, who maybe played that position beforehand. Now they can just focus on maybe playing the right wing back. Maybe Aspie does go back to it, and maybe then Trevoh goes into the middle of the back three, because he can also play both sides. He can also play in midfield. Like, he's so versatile that I think, he needs to be at the club for the year for sure.
Well, obviously we're having a little bit of fun. There's a lot still to go in terms of, like Zach said, there's another 37 games. Trevoh Chalobah's got another 250 to play for Chelsea, so we're a long way off yet. But we do like having a little bit of fun on the first day. That's what fans do. And in terms of an overreaction, not just us in the studio, but here is our overreaction tweet of the day, which I am absolutely all aboard for. Alonso has more free kick goals than Messi and Ronaldo combined this season. Choose your goat wisely. I mean, he's not wrong, Jason.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Factually, that tweet is correct. You cannot argue with that.
That's what we want. No. That's what, factually correct. At the moment, there is no better player in the Premier League. I've not seen the other goals, so that may not be right, actually. But factually, he's 100%.
I mean, maybe wait till Messi's played his first game for PSG, and you never know what happens.
It's later tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I mean, Alonso, how many times? I think as Chelsea fans, when he steps over that free kick, there's this weird confidence we get. Like, it's like the majority feels like it's going to go in. And today it happened, and that's not easy to do. It really isn't. That is a lot of hard work on the training ground, perfecting your craft. And you see the players there, right? It's either Mason or Alonso, and every single time I think they all believe, well, it's going to go in. It's going to go in.
Well, you say that as well, because it's a great point. Marcus Alonso has staked a claim to take free kicks. He's done this ever since he's arrived at Chelsea. Mason Mount took a good few today, and there was one where I think it just clips ahead, doesn't it? Because otherwise that looked destined just outside the area. We know Lukaku's been taking some for Inter. I'm sure he'd quite fancy pulling rank. Hakim Ziyech as well. There's a lot of players that would fancy a go, Jace, but I suppose if you stood over him and you whip it in the top corner, you carry on taking them. Yeah,
Ben made the point in commentary, actually, that when the free kick was given, Mason won it, Ben did say, oh, this is in Alonso's range.
Yeah.
And I look and I think, you know what, it is. It absolutely is. There was another one on the other side, a little bit later in that first half, where Mason's over it. And I think the one just clipped the wall. But interestingly now, has Alonso got that shirt? Chilwell, we haven't seen him. So Chilwell, if you remember, under Tuchel when he first came here against Wolves, start with Alonso, trust Alonso. Now it feels like Chilwell's got to fight for that shirt again. He's got to battle back. So that battle for that left-hand side of the three is going to be fascinating.
It really will. I'm really looking forward to it as well, Zach. So this is the difficult part of the season. After one game, we've still no idea what Thomas Tuchel's first 11 is, because there's so many players still to come back. There's so many players that have started today that may not have started in someone's ideal 11, and now you can't move them.
You can pick another team.
You could.
You could pick another team and go, yeah, that'll do all right. Yes, you could.
Well, I mean, this is when the squad came out. I remember I said to you, "What's happened here? Like, this was not in my thinking," and I've given up trying to think of a team, but also
let's do it now. Let's do it now.
Oh,
right? Let's go for it. So the other team would be Silva, Zuma, right?
Yeah.
Aspie.
Yeah.
Right. There's your centre halves.
Yeah.
You've got Reece James. You've got Chilwell. Right. You've got N'Golo Kanté. Right. Honestly, just do it. It's going to be crazy.
Ruben.
Right.
Ruben,
and then up front you've got
Lukaku.
Lukaku. You've got Mason Mount. And you've got Ziyech. Or Havertz.
And you wouldn't bat an eyelid.
Oh, you've got Havertz.
And you wouldn't bat an eyelid.
And that team that I just now said didn't start. Just let that sink in.
I feel we're giving away too much here. Thomas Tuchel's kept it quiet for a good idea. We're giving away far too much here. Let's have a little look at what's coming up on the fifth stand-up. Then loads happening this week, of course. PL2 games. We've got a live PL2 game on Monday evening against Tottenham Hotspur. We've got another one on Friday at 6:55. I've also got Thomas Tuchel's press conference as he talks ahead of a very big game next Sunday, and then make sure you join us for it. We are on air from 3:25 for a trip to the Emirates. Chelsea versus Arsenal. Boys, thank you very much, as usual. Absolutely top class. One game, one win. It's that easy. Chelsea are back.
You can feel it. The preparation, the thrill of anticipation, Because now, it's time. Time to go. Time to play. Time to win. With Trivago and Chelsea FC.